Buenos nachos, amigos, and welcome to another fantastic episode of Hallyujuku. I'm Peter Rave. That's King Kaz, and we've got a crazy episode of a lot of stuff going on. What's going on, Kaz?
Nothing much, man. It's just been a few days before since we've done an episode. We've got a lot of new releases to talk about, fortunately and unfortunately, because there's a lot of stuff to talk about. But it makes it good, man. Like, there's a lot of fun stuff going on, and it's exciting. It's really exciting right now.
Yeah. Of course, we talk about what's new to open the show. Some big stuff that we talk about right off the bat. Some major releases. The Wonder Girls are back. The presumed to be dead Wonder Girls. I mean, even your cat's excited about this new episode. He's like, "What's going on? What's going on?" He's curious. He's excited about the Wonder Girls. They came back. We've been talking about how they were going to come back with the band concept. We were kind of curious. We saw the teasers. Yeah. It was interesting. And we're wondering what it was going to be like. And they finally released their comeback video, I Feel You. And it is 80s as heck. It is 80s as hell. And it is actually really good. At least I thought so. It's very much... I mean, he starts off right there. I mean, even sets the date as 1987. You get the JYP stinger right off the beginning. You got
JYP and the Wonder Girls.
The classic combo. This is the one track that he got his hands on, so of course it's the main single track. You've got... How much more 80s can you get? You got the outfits.
No, it's super 80s. Like, everything about it just screams it. Like, that was the first thing I thought of, but it's super fun. I definitely enjoyed it. I kind of like that stuff.
Yeah, the electronic drums, the guitar and bass guitar with the heads missing, and the freaking keytar. It's a keytar. It's like we heard Yeon was gonna have a keyboard. We didn't know she was gonna have a keytar. It's amazing, and she even gets a keytar solo at the end, which is awesome. It's just a really cool song.
It's a cool little It's a cool little song. It's a cool little concept. I kind of like it. I was a bit amiss as to what I thought they were going to do. You know, I thought they were just kind of going to do girly band stuff and still sing the same songs we're used to. But, you know, but this was fun. This was fun and cool. Like it went for a concept and it stuck to it to a T, and it hit like every little bit of it.
Yeah. And it works out well, and I dug it. It's a super fun track. So Wonder Band success. I'm definitely looking forward to checking out the whole album. So since we don't have time, let's leave Wonder Girls behind, as wonderful as they are. To another band, another top tier group, making a comeback. T-ara.
Making a comeback. T-ara.
T-ara with their song "So Crazy." This is the Brave Brothers track that we talked about, how that they were dumping in Korea so that they can move on to China. At least we joked that they were.
I got a little worried. I got a little worried about it being a I can't even say it. Brave Brothers track. But you went into this and you didn't really get the Brave Brothers thing. You know,
you didn't get the bad Brave Brothers stuff. You got the good Brave Brothers style, which is the decent AOA song, and which really, I think this song, it's funny. It's like you listen to this with like the way they're singing and some of the kind of the sound that's on the instrumental, and it really does sound like an AOA track, which is funny. Hello Venus recorded with a T-ara track not too long ago. Now T-ara did an AOA track. It's kind of the circle going around. I liked it. I will say that chances are, whatever they've got with Shinsadong Tiger coming out for the Chinese album is going to be a lot better. Yeah, but this is a cool song. It's fun.
Or so we hope.
We hope.
There's a mini producer battle happening in the streets.
Out here in the streets. They are adorable, and the video's fun, and the song is fun and catchy, and The outfits are nice, and yeah, it's T-ara. We're gonna talk a little bit more about T-ara and them making people mad and getting people salty during our headlines, which are fun to do. Fond of doing, I will say, and I love them for that. But moving on to another major couple of releases, I think it was worth putting in the head of this segment because Primary put out a couple more new singles, a couple more new videos for songs off of his upcoming album, which is simply going to be titled 2. As we've had like singles in like pairs, like one was 2-1, 2-2. Recently we had 2-3. Now we're going to have the proper album 2. Similar to kind of how you
is he calling fucking defensive plays? Like,
yes. I don't know.
2-3, 2-3, 2-3, 2-3,
2-3.
Run a 2-2, 2-2.
2-3 zone, 2-2 with a wing back. I don't know. Which reminds me, I think we're the ones in charge of the fantasy football. So.
Oh yeah, no, I meant to tell you. Like, I think I'm gonna hand that over to you.
You're gonna have to invite me to the league, but we'll work on that.
I want to play. I just don't want to run it.
I will manage things. Just invite me to the league. All right. That being said, that aside, you don't want to talk about fantasy football. We'll talk about Primary. One of the songs is a song by the name of Hello, Nate Hassa, featuring Lena Park. And it's a really cool, again, that odd like throwback video, low res feel,
which is funny because I was recently looking at I started rewatching videos from oh come on, I can't think of their name, Film Riot, Film Riot.
Oh, Film Riot.
I started watching some of their YouTube stuff again, and they had a video that they showed of how to make like an old 80s style video.
Yeah.
And edit it that way. So it was just funny to me because it put me in that mindset. I was like, oh, this is cool. And now everybody's kind of doing this concept, and I'm like, oh man, I know how they did that.
Yeah.
I know what settings they put it in.
Yeah. But yeah, it is fun. Primary is just like we've talked about it at length, but Primary just puts out some just quality instrumentals, and this one track is really cool. It's chill, it's low key, it's fun, it's catchy. Lena Park sings pretty well, and it all works together really well. It's just that good Primary stuff, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then that pairs up with the other track, Just Like You, featuring Yankee, and your girl Jessie, aka Jessica H.O. on Pre-Rap Store, Miss Jersey herself. And this is actually a really cool track. I think the funniest thing when I saw it on Asian Junkie is that at the end he was like, man, Primary's got some real good magic. He made me like a rap song featuring Yankee and Jesse. It's just kind of like it's comical because it is a fun song, and it's kind of a crazy video. With kind of like Jesse going full like Jersey hood girl, like in her voiceover. The character being played by somebody else, and it's just like it's a video of dudes going out for a night out in the town, and it's like you think like, oh yeah, I've seen this before, but it's just dudes, regular dudes, not like hot model guys. It's just dudes and some chicks, and they just look regular, and it's and they just party regular style at bars and have some drinks and dance around. And not dance well. And the video's fun. And then, but that aside, the song is really good. Again, it's Primary. No,
I agree. It's a really, really fun song. Like, I enjoyed the hell out of it. I thought I had a really good time with it. So Everybody should have, like you said, you've been listening to Primary a lot lately, and he has a lot of good stuff. So,
Yeah.
It's just really interesting.
Yeah, it's Primary just puts out some quality stuff. It's definitely worth checking out. Going back and checking out Primary and the Messengers. If y'all have never checked out his previous album work, check out his previous album Primary and the Messengers. It's a quality album that's worth checking out. Some cool tracks, including tracks that we talked about, like Question Mark and a few others. So it's worth checking out. But moving on. All right. So yeah, Primary. Moving on to what you've got in store for us, Kaz.
What?
Kaz,
yeah. I got so new for me is I've been keeping up with Show Me the Money. If you listen to our show in the past, you know I really kind of enjoy the Show Me the Money time of year in Korea. But there was this one performance by I forget whose team this is. Whose team is this? This is Team Sonny and Team Brand New Money.
Yeah, Team Brand New
Money. Brand new music.
Brand new money.
So this is so they got a mission of doing a group song or whatever with the 4 contestants for each team. And at the end, one contestant eliminated. That's not what I'm really talking about. Of the 4 songs that were performed, I really liked AOMG song as well, but there was just something about this song, and it was really, I think for me, it was Basic and Microdot in this song that I just really, really enjoyed them, especially the way they did the hook, their cadence in the hook, their cadence in like a lot of it. And I loved the Black Nut on it as well. Hanhei, I don't know if you noticed, messes up his lyrics, but I don't know. They really, really performed well for me.
Yeah,
it was just, I really enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah, it feels like a fun performance. I keep promising to keep track of Show Me the Money, but like I've seen that there's some wackiness going on on the show. Yeah. But there's also some interesting collaborations that seem worth checking out. I know that speaking of Basic, recently we found out that he got signed to Rainbow Bridge. Which is the same label that houses Mamamoo, which is worth noting. And I believe a couple of actually interesting rappers and producers, which the info I don't have on top of my head. But when I saw the names, it's like, okay, that makes sense. How do you be able to collaborate with them?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's cool to kind of see him kind of get snatched up.
Yeah,
but yeah, this is an interesting performance.
I think the other thing I want to say, like, that really got me about this is, so not only is this competition or this mission, I should say, about you writing lyrics that flow with the other rappers, but it's also about your stage presence, right? And to me, they had the most fun stage presence, and like especially Basic Microdot, like really know how to work a stage. Like they know how to work a stage with the song. Like they were so good.
Yeah, and Black Nut taking off his pants again. Then they take off they all take off the pants because you know.
Yeah,
because they got to do that.
Yeah,
I love ridiculousness.
But yeah, there's been some kind of silly stuff that happened, and maybe some little maybe eliminations due to allegiance more than anything.
Yeah.
And it's been getting pretty interesting. Like right now, where I'm at, they're doing an actual battle. They're doing disses between the teams. So they're doing a diss battle between the teams, which is really interesting in the ways that they decided to do them. And I thought it was really creative. So, and it's once again, it's something that shows in the skill and level of rapping, you know? So it's really fun. And it's something that if you're just kind of little bit into rap music, or you like kind of like some Korean hip hop stuff, I think it's a show definitely worth checking out. I'm gonna still be on my mountain, kind of preaching about it, but it's definitely a really really fun song to check out.
But moving on.
There's also if you go to if you go to Mnet, there's some of the songs get like actual full recorded version, so you could go check that out. I just wanted to show off the performance because I thought the performance was really cool. All right, so moving on. It's been a few days.
Yes.
And if I don't know if anyone's noticed, but we haven't talked about Big Bang. So it's about that time.
It's about that time
we talk about Big Bang.
It's no longer the first of the month, but there's still new Big Bang.
They released 2 songs, but they released one that me and Petey were anticipating. It's the GD and Top song, Zuda.
Jada. It's a Jada, which means like dope or cool or awesome. It's also
I really enjoyed this, dude.
Yeah.
I love GD and Top together, man. I don't care. Fucking GD and Taeyong is cool, but fucking GD and Top together, I fucking enjoy it.
Yeah, I think we talked about it on the show, but the main thing that GD and Top works about GD and Top is that there's give and take, but there's back and forth. Taeyong is GD's pet, basically. He's his special friend. He does whatever GD wants, and it's basically GD's vision, and Taeyong gets to sing on it. Taeyong gets to sing on it and utilize his talent. GD and Top is a collaboration. Like Top will tell him no, and sometimes GD needs to hear no. Let's just. I don't know if anyone shares that opinion, but sometimes GD needs to hear the word no. But yeah, you were saying.
No, I definitely agree with you. It's the reason I love GD and Top, because you have that input from Top, and the input from Top is definitely a necessity, and it's a good thing, So I enjoy the fuck out of it.
Yeah, is GD and Top is such a cool song. The video is crazy. The fun of the back and forth fun of it. Their ridiculousness together, them in those tracksuits. At some point they start peeing in each other. It's ridiculous. We finally get to find out what the deal with those pig anuses were. It was an image teaser. We didn't know. It was an image teaser for the music video.
Yep.
Okay.
There you go.
There you go. There's the pig anuses. And there's a chicken.
See, there's always a reason. There's always a reason.
Top isn't completely crazy.
Nope.
He's got something going on. There's green blood. But yeah, it is just big. GD and Top. And again, this also inspires me to once again ask, where's that Top solo album?
Yes, it is something that definitely needs to happen. It needs to exist in the mythos of the world. And the fact that it doesn't just day and day makes me sadder.
Yeah. I think I'll leave on that thought. I want that GD and Top album. I mean, I want that Top album, Top solo album.
The Top
we
album.
We have GD and Top album.
We would love another GD and Top album, but we want a Top album first.
Yes, him and his ridiculousness
it would be
rapping.
It would bring happiness to the world.
It'll allow me to forgive him for killing Yuki. Yuki. How about that for a callback?
Yeah.
But moving on.
You haven't watched it. All right. This is another song. PD sent this to me, and I just definitely felt the fuck out of this. It just hit me, and I was feeling it. It's Simon Domenico.
Dominic. I don't know where you got that O from.
Oh yeah.
Simon D.
So this will depending on your love of hip hop, this will kind of take you to maybe early 2000s hip hop, where kind of everyone had a track on their album that was their name.
Yes.
Fabulous is very famous for this.
Yes.
And especially spelling his name Fabolous.
Yes.
But man, I just really love this. Like him kind of telling this history and like the style and the arrangement of the song and his verbalization and how he kind of went at the beat. I really, really enjoyed it.
Yeah. Simon D has been around for a while. He's seen a lot of stuff, and he's a veteran. And this is just a cool like telling of his story, and it works so well. Simon D's voice is really cool. Simon D's like delivery is so cool, and it's like the hook is memorable and it works exactly how it needs to, because this it's Simon Dominic. It's like, okay, the song about with his name on it. Well, of course there's a song with his name on it because this is his story. Like this is the story of Simon Dominic, letting you know what I'm about, letting you know where I've come from, letting you know where I'm coming from, what inspires me, what built me, what makes me who I am. It's just so cool.
Yeah. And it's also funny, like
I'm gonna say fuck you, Keith Ape, for saying Korean rap sucks, because it don't. Fuck you, Keith Ape.
Like I also a lot of times I like to check out kind of the comments on some videos that we check out. This is like one of the first times I've looked at the comments or something, and everybody just across the board is like elated and just fucking super fucking happy to see this dude like making videos and making songs again, it's just one of those things, and it's really cool. So like when you have these guys sometimes who are around for a time and they kind of fall off and stuff like that, like the same thing with Vasco, like the show and him being on Show Me the Money really gave Vasco that to come back out and make music and be back in the scene of making music, it's kind of the same thing for Simon, like that getting linked up with I think it's AOMG, right?
He's the CEO of AOMG. He's like a co-CEO of AOMG now. He's helping build that which is just for the good.
So having that link to be able to just kind of give you that push to want to start doing things again is like always really cool,
Yeah, like it's such good, very awesome, very cool. Korean hip hop still going strong, and because Simon D is here, and everything's good in the world, everything's good in the hood. We move on from that. Talk about what's new that's caught my attention. A lot of stuff, including stuff I threw at you because I didn't have enough room in my stuff, and threw stuff at the head of the show because I was keeping track, and there's so many songs. It's been 2 weeks. That being said, even though it's been 2 weeks, even like before, we've had 2 weeks where there has been a whole lot of stuff. We miss a week and suddenly shit's going on in Clay class, and then there's songs everywhere. One of these is it's a pretty big release. It's the shiny repackage album. They repackaged Odd, with a new title track, as is customary for both EXO, Shiny, and even Super Junior. Sometimes they do the repackage. Introduce a new title track, and it's Married to the Music. And it is a full-on, speaking of kind of a throwback, it's full-on like old school, like little comedy horror music video thing. Like you almost kind of think of like Backstreet Boys.
Yeah, I think that's why I didn't care for the video. I love the song. The song is really cool. I love Shiny, man. Like Shiny is one of my favorite boy groups right now.
Yeah.
And I really, really did enjoy the song, but the video, I don't know, it just didn't catch my attention. I didn't care for the video too much.
I like the video. I like the video. It had fun moments, and it worked for the song, and it worked for the song, and the song is pretty fantastic. It's a fun song. It kind of mixes an old feel with a modern sound. Like it's very classic, like almost like what Asian Junkie brings up, similarly to what Bruno Mars did with like freaking that song, the Uptown Funk song. Bringing a kind of an old feel with with a modern twist is really fantastic, and it works really well, and in the video, it works to that. Yeah, the Shiny is like I said, like I've said before, I'm more of a girl groups guy because guy groups kind of don't have to try as hard. Therefore, not everything they make is necessarily interesting. Depending on the boy group and depending on how little they're trying. But Shiny is one of those groups that, yeah, they have a devoted fan base, and they could try less, and they could put out less than what they do now if they wanted to. But they're pretty consistently putting out quality title tracks every time they come back.
Yeah.
Like, it's fun, catchy songs that are really quality and work really well. And they're dynamic and interesting. And they're one of the few boy groups that I really, really enjoy. Shiny is just fantastic. It is just a really cool song, and that whole album was really cool. And I encourage everyone to go check it out. It's now available in its new repackaged form as well as the old form on Spotify. So just go ahead and pick up the repackage. It's there. It's got all the new tracks and the old tracks all together. So check it out on Spotify.
Yeah, definitely. It's one of those things. It's so worth checking out. Fucking Shiny. Yeah. They're just a bright light in, fucking Korean boy. Yeah,
the boy band.
It's just so good
thing. Yeah. I was gonna say, what's the word? Not quite heaven, not quite hell. What's
just right?
I guess. I don't know. It's gonna come to me, and I'm gonna say it randomly during headlines, and that's gonna be fun. But yeah, moving on because we don't have too much time. Moving on. Go Star, new Go Star track came out about 12 to 13 days ago. But we haven't had a show since then. So, Go Star with a new track, Love In. As soon as I saw this, I jumped at it. It is a pretty cool, chill track. It's Go Star, so it's indie, it's synth poppy, it's has the guitar going, it's got the dude with the beak, and it's got the back and forth vocals and a cute video too, like an actual cute, well shot video. Like the budget they started ever since, like, if you watch Go Star's videos chronologically, you can see their increase in budget because it is working out so much better. Now they can go on location and shoot on a really nice camera.
Yeah, they can.
And it is a cool song with a cool video. I just dig Go Star. What did you think, Kaz?
I definitely am enjoying them the more and more I get to hear from them. Like, I really do like learning more about this group and their sound, and it's just really, really smooth. It's really, really cool. Like, it gets me going. I love stuff like this. This is the reason I like doing the show. It's about finding out about stuff like this.
Yeah, it's like I like the descriptions, like, world's one and only Go Star returns with a catchy disco punk. I'm like, yeah, disco punk. Like, that's a cool way to kind of put it. Like, yeah, it works so well.
I also sometimes get a little bit put off by throwing the word punk in front of things.
Well, yeah. Come see, come saw. But yeah. It's a cool song. Go Star. It's fantastic. Go check out all their stuff. Buy all their albums. Buy all the physical albums. Indie bands need the money. Well, actually, buy it on Vinyl. BAINIL. The app. It's an app. Called Vinyl. Let me pull it up. It's basically a music store. It's actually has a bunch of mainstream stuff now too, but it also has a ton of Korean indie music, including it has Big Bang and has some of the major stuff, but it has a bunch of cool like Korean indie music like freaking The Solutions, Go Go Star, Barbarettes, Love Stereo. You put it on your phone. You can buy with your App Store account or your Google Wallet, if you will. And and here's the main thing: the artists see a ton of the share of the money. I'll put it on screen. Here's the flyer they gave me. They got a ton of the share of the music I think it was all like 70% of the share of the money goes to the artist directly, or to whoever holds the rights.
Nice.
So it's a great way to support the artists. Go out there, check out Vinyl. It's a great app to pick up. Buy Go-Go Star's album on there. Buy Love Stereos. Buy all the bands that I tell you about, especially the indie bands. Go check them out on that app. But moving on to my last track, another track for real quick that caught my attention was a new track by the wonderful singer known as Liba Shell. We haven't seen her with a proper release since her debut track. She's been working, she's been doing things. She's been doing OSTs here and there, kind of the standard thing for someone of her skill set to do. Kind of your I can sing good. So you have me sing good professionally on this random thing. But she has a new track called I Can Sing. And she can definitely sing. It is a cool song. It's kind of soulful. And when I read the comments for this, I was like, oh, somebody put out, oh, I like the song, especially the part where she raps. I was like, does she raps? I'm not. I don't know. I'm gonna feel about her rapping all of a sudden. I kind of was hoping she'd avoid that just because, she's black, or just because she's at least half black, she needs to be rapping or some reason. That's something YG would have made her do. But I will report that she doesn't actually really rap. She kind of just does a little bit of a soul style talk singing in the middle of it. It's just more like where you'd expect somebody like Erykah Badu or Lauryn Hill sometimes. The Lauryn Hill raps more than anything, but more like
Lauryn Hill rap every once in a while.
But it's more like an Erykah Badu kind of like talk singing, more of a soul style. It's more of that, which I think is just fine. It fits a really cool, interesting spot, and it works well, and it doesn't detract from the song at all. It actually adds to the song. Like it's a cool, soulful track. And the hook can be a little repetitive, but that's fine. It's a cool little song. I don't know. What did you think, Kaz?
I liked it. It didn't super sell me like her first track kind of did. It just seemed kind of standard fare. But I definitely, I still liked it. I still enjoyed it, but it was definitely something that I was like, oh, okay. Meh. I just kind of, meh.
Yeah. Yeah, it is a cool track. There's nothing. It's kind of fits a certain niche and a groove, and it works well, and it kind of caters to her voice. I think it'll do her well in selling this to coffee shops and places for background music. But she does a good job, and it's actually a fun song. That being said, moving on.
That being said,
those are my tracks. I wanted to throw in another kind of extra track, because it's in our other section. I don't know. It kind of like was gonna possibly be my track about one of my songs.
Yeah, it was gonna possibly be one of mine, but some of these other ones stood out a little more.
But it's worth noting at least. Cheetah, she the winner of Unpretty Rap Star, former I believe Show Me the Money contestant as well, and noted talented rapper. Finally came out with her track My Number. And I had to say, it's a really cool video. The song is good and has a lot of really good points. I wouldn't say it's a mind-blowing top tier track of all time, but it's a good track and it showcases her skills well. I will say the really cool notable things is the video has a lot of fun stuff in it, including I kept forgetting who there was. It was Pink. The dancers. The dancers. Oh, I can't believe I forgot.
Yeah. They were in somebody else's video we talked about a couple of weeks ago.
It was Pink something or other. But yeah, they did a fantastic job on there. As I Google their names in front of everybody. But yeah, they had a great moment. They had a couple other cool dance moments, and I don't know.
I super duper really had fun with the song. I like Cheetah. I think she's really really cool. So kind of having her putting out tracks and stuff like this, and I really really enjoyed the beat. I thought it was really fun. It went, and she did a really good job to work well with the beat. And I don't know, I just kind of loved the whole gimmick of the song.
Yeah. I still can't find the freaking dancers' names. It was a pink heels, pink. Dang it. All right, I'm gonna. If I remember to, I'll just put it in my
The show description.
Here, and I'll put it there somewhere. And I'll probably flash it multiple times on the screen if I remember to edit that in. But that being said, yeah, it's a cool track. I would say, others were kind of disappointed in the track overall. I think it worked well. I definitely am looking forward, maybe with further releases, her expanding herself a little bit more. And especially working with better beats and instrumentals, but I think I definitely wasn't turned off by it, but I will say that there was a good part of it that maybe was forgotten by me. I will say. That being said, we gotta finish this up. What's new? Because we gotta get through this. We gotta go. Headlines coming up. So join us over there on the headlines, people. All right. As I awkwardly transition to another segment and headlines. How does it go on, people? Headlines here. Talk about some topical topics, things going on in the world of East Asian pop culture. A lot of stuff. A lot of major stuff. A lot of crazy stuff. But let's start with some fun stuff. Because I've structured this, so we're going to start with some fun stuff and end with some fun stuff. This is at least fun for those looking from the outside in, not fun for those that have bought in as much as the subject of this headline is going to be. But let's go. T-ara gloriously drives One Direction fandom to insanity over meaningless poll. You know the deal. There was an internet poll pitting fandoms against each other because when you do that, fandoms go crazy, and then that drives traffic to your website. And then the more passionate the fandoms, the more traffic to your website might constitute ad hits. Billboard had this fandom war bracket thing on their website, and it's obviously just a meaningless poll, and I wasn't going to cover who won or lost normally. This is Asian Junkie talking, but this is anything but normal since T-ara's fandom is beating One Direction's fandom, and as a result of the latter fandom is losing their minds over it, doing everything from spamming hate on the T-ara members' Instagram accounts, making up rumors about T-ara fans cheating, and sobbing to Billboard's automated phone line. It's like somebody emailed, somebody actually called them. The tears were so sweet and glorious, so struck with T-ara fans that they made a music video tribute to the One Direction fandom, which is a great little version of Cry with the directioner calling the people and whining. So anyways, take 10 seconds to go vote for T-ara in the dumbass bracket. So which you can still do, not for this contest because they've already won handedly.
Yep.
I'm gonna go ahead and show you the fan army face-off. Even made it like you go to war, motherfuckers. Leave it. Imagine you're a fan of One Direction, and you find yourself finally having you come off defeating Justin Bieber's fandom, which is main big victory. You go into the semifinals, and you're getting beaten by T-ara's fans. It is kind of hilarious how crazy and worked up they are over it. They're like, who the hell is this T-ara people? Who are these irrelevant chicks? Who's voting for them? They ain't got no retweets. They ain't got no iTunes numbers. It's like, dude. And the funny thing is, this is going to sound bad and racist out of context if you didn't understand where T-ara's real fans are. But there's a lot of Chinese people out there.
Yeah.
There's a lot of Chinese people. And if you're wondering, yes, they're a K-pop group. Why I'm saying Chinese, if you're wondering that, you haven't been listening to the show and you don't know much about K-pop, because T-ara's main fandom is in China. Because their Korean fandoms kind of faltered a bit. Something about determination and some evidence of bullying some happened.
Yeah,
but that didn't affect their fame in China because they make you bank in China, and that's where real bank is made. So
definitely, it's like one of those things. A lot of the Korean pop groups, they don't always just go for Korea. A lot of times they go for the other markets because they're a little bit bigger. They're a little bit less saturated.
Yeah, and. So there's a lot of, there's the Chinese market, they're fans. Also, there was a lot of people that possibly were voting for T-ara just to drink the salty tears of One Direction fans. Or for defending the honor of K-pop, which is going to be a similar thing to, especially from international fandoms, like what happened with the YouTube Awards, when Girls' Generation beat, Justin Bieber, One Direction, and Lady Gaga and Miley Cyrus, because
right.
For example, in that case, Justin Bieber fans were voting for Justin Bieber, One Direction fans were voting for One Direction, Miley Cyrus fans were voting for Miley Cyrus, Lady Gaga fans were voting for Lady Gaga fans. K-pop fans were voting for Girls' Generation. The entirety.
It's like, oh, is that the only K-pop up there? Fine, I don't even like Gigi that much, but I'll vote for them.
It's like, I don't even like that song. Like the biggest example is that was and I love them, and they were the ones that helped me usher into the K-pop fandom and Korean culture as a whole. But Eat Your Kimchi was getting out the vote back then for I Got a Boy, which is notable because they shit on I Got a Boy when they reviewed it when they used to do K-pop reviews. They shit on the song because it's a hot mess, and rightfully so. They shit on the song, but when it was time to get out the vote for a K-pop thing, they were out there like, "Hey, everybody, time to vote for this one thing." So you can combine,
and that's how you do it. That is exactly how you do it.
So right now, they got out the vote and they beat One Direction fans. They're up against the Bayhive, aka Beyonce's fandom, and they're winning, as it were. I honestly don't know where to vote. I'll vote T-ara, because you know, because let's the Schadenfreude continue. Let the Schadenfreude continue. I don't know what else is there to say about drinking the salt.
It's just funny. Like it's one of these things. You explained it perfectly well. It's one of these things where the only thing we're really going to do is, as K-pop fans, we're always going to want to promote K-pop. We're fight amongst ourselves, you know. But when it really comes down to representing the music, representing the thing, we're going to be like, okay, no, this is now the time to like represent. Like, no more infighting for 2 seconds. EXO, Big Bang, calm down. K-pop is on the line, and they're like, "Oh, all right," like you know.
And what about those sad directioners? Do you have a message for them?
No. Henry's gone, or Zach's gone, or Cody, whichever one.
Yeah,
get over
Zach
it.
and Cody. You know, the one with the, I think it was Zayn, Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn is out of the group. He has to focus purely on NXT now and his wrestling career. So Sami Zayn decided to kind of step out of the group.
Wait, really?
No.
I don't know. I don't know. Is that a thing?
Well, the guy's name is Zayn.
Oh, okay.
Okay. It's like the only name I remember just because I'm hearing the news as I tip my hand to the next article. Moving on, because we got a lot to talk about major stuff, but yeah, that was fun. Drinking salty tears. Moving on, former Girls' Generation member Jessica officially leaves SM Entertainment. Former Girls' Generation member Jessica will officially leave SM Entertainment. As you put the lead as the same as your headline, Soupy. I love that. On August 6th, SM Entertainment said, after discussions with Jessica, who has been an artist managed by SM Entertainment, we decided to go separate ways for each other's progress. They added, please cheer on Jessica, who will be starting anew going forward. And so on and so forth. Another way to see this is with the Asian Junkie article headline, Jessica leaves SM Entertainment. Both sides tragically kind. There was no drama. Which makes me wonder, did you just kind of let her go? She just gets to go? Which is like JYJ over in the corner, like, the fuck? She just gets to go? Like, yeah. She just gets to go? Which makes me wonder, like, what kind of evidence she got? What kind of...
She know where that money is. She know where the money going. It's always
actually there is actually speculations brewing that it is kind of like if they had to fight her on their contract issues, all of the Girls' Generation contracts would be put into light, and specifically the differences, because you know some of those girls are getting paid more than the other ones. Because some of those girls are more important than the other ones. And more important than even ones that maybe are my favorite. Like, if I'm going to be honest, like, so there is speculation on that. I don't know. Why do you think this went so smoothly?
I think it's either this thing, like you said, I don't want to make it the kind of silly thing of she has something on them, right? But maybe it's this mutual respect, or maybe it's both sides know they're not going to get anything out of it by fighting about it. You know? Like, there's not much more they can do with her outside of that group, because then everybody's just going to want her in that group, you know, if she does stay. So what are you just going to keep her in the thing and then have everybody mad at you for that? Like, you gotta earn good guy points somewhere along. Yeah,
but see, that's a funny thing. It's like usually they would do just that, just to keep them under their grasp and until they die.
Right. But then you got to also understand, you also then are dealing with a really vocal fan base, right? And then that fan base is gonna be vocal about it, about, hey, how about
which
if you're on a keeper, how about she's still active in the group? How about this? How about, and you're going to, and the GG fans are that fan base is a very active fan base, There's no way around that.
Yeah. Which makes it the logical decision and smart decision, which makes it completely opposite of what SM usually does. That's the logical and non-petty decision and non-petty way of going about things. Almost comically so. It's like usually they just hold on tight. It's like, I love the comment. It's like, please cheer for Jessica, who is going to the star on the new path. JYJ must be calling Jessica to know how the hell those words came from them. It's like, it is hilarious. You have to wonder. And you move on from that, and that's an interesting dynamic there because Jessica's going to do her thing. And it could be partially on and it could also partially be that if they don't fight Jessica on this, they don't run the risk of Crystal getting a bad taste in her mouth and leaving, and that could be important because. Breaking Sully officially leaves FX. Girl Group FX will return as a 4-member group after it has confirmed that Sully will officially be leaving the group. On August 7th, SM Entertainment decided to respect Sully's wishes to leave FX and focus on her acting career. With her leave, FX will continue as a 4-member group. SM Entertainment said FX will continue on with its activities with 4 members consisting of Victoria, Luna, Amber, and Crystal. We will not only fully support FX's future group activities, but also the members' individual activities and Sully's activities as well. Meanwhile, Sully's been on hiatus since June of 2014 after she took a break to cope with malicious comments. I also want to, and with the same, with the previous headline, I want to share the Asian Junkie headline because I love it. Sully will leave FX to pursue acting. Red Velvet claim another sacrifice. Which is a great way to put it. And it puts into kind of perspective, like, it could be, with Sully leaving FX officially, I imagine this has been in the works for a while. Letting Jessica off might be a way to saying, of keeping goodwill with the Jung family and with Jung Sis so that they don't lose 2 people. Because if that shoe drops, if that shoe drops on top of the other shoe dropping, on top of the previous shoe dropping, this could drop shoes all over FX's career, which would be sad.
Yeah. No, like, and it's definitely one of those things, and it is definitely, like you said, it's part of the strategy, because if they do something weird with Jessica, then that can affect her sister, and how those future things go. So you really got to earn good guy points, to keep the rest of everything else happy,
Yeah, because that whole dynamic was always weird with that little, like, she's in an SM, but she's been this, like, persona outside the thing, and, like, and how's that going to affect the relationship with sister? Blah blah blah. This could be like a quid pro quo thing. Like, it's like you let Jessica go. I will keep doing my thing here in FX because I like doing the FX thing. But yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting to see FX now down to 4. And it's already been interesting because they already have performed just as 4. And they've already had press conferences. I know that they had a press conference where they had to actually address that, and they, it was a little emotional, where they did say that, they were going to wish Sully the best, and, all the main talking points, and which, for all we know, are very much true. And I choose to believe that they very much split amicably, and the girls wish each other all the best, because barring any other evidence, that's the most logical conclusion.
Definitely.
But yeah, it's
I mean, it's
definitely
really the only conclusion you want.
yeah. But it's definitely gonna be odd. Like, it's definitely gonna be odd. Yeah, I definitely, I don't know. Well, what do you think? Any other thoughts?
The only really thing I could say is just like I would hope in the future that this is how everything can go. Like we can get away from these really weird, fucked up things, and I would love for groups to want to stay together. But if people have other things they want to pursue and move on from them, um, it would be really nice to have it end with a more mutual respect to both sides, to the company and to the performer, and more to the performer, because I'm pretty sure there's some times where performers may get a little bit like weird, I don't know about in Korea, but it is a more known thing here. But there are still things here that a lot of companies and labels do that are just terrible.
Yeah.
But
it's
just there's only so much we can do.
It's only so much we can do. But speaking of terrible companies, Top Dogs, Keto, and Gon at odds with Stardom over contract. Company responds. So this is kind of an ongoing thing with Stardom Entertainment. Stardom Entertainment is known for being run questionably by Cho PD. A fact that was made apparent after Block B left the company under acrimonious circumstances. And now to the surprise of basically nobody, Top Dogs, Keto, and Gon are requesting contract content certification mail, which could lead to contract termination, according to Star News. The reason the two may want out of the contract is the poor treatment by the company and questionable calculations of their earnings, which sounds awful familiar to what Block B experienced. A few days ago, Keto also tweeted out this. Everything's clear and I have a chance I'm going to live abroad. Of course, I will do my thing for the rest of my life wherever I go. And if you remember, one of their other members also went public about abuse within the group, which we talked about previously. Top Dog was supposed to have a comeback soon, so things must have reached a boiling point in a hurry. And while this doesn't mean they will for sure request termination of their contracts, if an agreement about the dispute cannot be settled outside of court, then it's reported that they will request termination. Additionally, the original version of the article said Evil's Yul, Jada, and Hayana had already left the group and are requesting contract termination. But upon refreshing that section, it's deleted. More on that in a second. An update: Stardom's parent company, Hanus Entertainment, released a statement saying they never received any document from Keto or Gon, and are moving forward with the comeback. So either this was a gigantic media fail, or the company is just putting their fingers in their ears and pretending nothing is happening. Which
sounds pretty good.
Sounds pretty good. I'm going to go for the latter. That being said, an additional thing, Cho PD says that Evil's Jada, Hayana, and Yul have left the company. While Cho PD denied that Top Dogs, Keto, and Gon were filing a complaint about their contract, he did slip in at the end of the statement that when Stardom Entertainment merged with Hanus Entertainment, Evil members Jada, Hayana, and Yul terminated the contract and left the company. Or as one person alleges, that Stardom terminated the trio. One insider told the press, Hayana, Yul, and Jada were probably taken aback because their contracts were terminated, adding, "We're under the impression that the three members were not explained exactly why their contracts were terminated when the companies merged." Where does that leave Evil? Who knows? Stardom hasn't given a single shit about them anyways, but it certainly seems like the group is either done or that they'll be adding new members before they return. Hell, come to think of it, I'm not even sure whether this leaves Stardom's, as now both their remaining groups are having contract member disputes. And more word from an insider. Well, given that what's been going around about the company, maybe it's for the best if everybody leaves. And I can't help but agree. There's just a world of shit surrounding this company.
Yeah.
Just in general. Is that your impression too?
No, it is definitely like there's just so much crazy shit going on. Uh, you know, like that. I don't understand. Like, I don't understand how, this is like how I don't understand how it's just allowed to happen. Is like the words I'm looking for, how no one is investigating them, or how there seems to be no consequences,
Yeah. Like, I don't know. It's just, it's just, like, an evil, and it does, it is kind of a bummer, though. It is not surprising. The idea that evil is, kind of done for. But it's not surprising, but it is sad, and it is a huge bummer because they were a really promising group. They had some cool songs. They had a fierce attitude. They were interesting. They kind of had something to them, and I think with the right momentum, they could have really kind of taken things by storm. It is a huge bummer. I don't know. At this point, I'm thinking if it's just for the best, if just this company just goes away, like, or maybe somebody takes them over. I don't. It's like
it's really weird because it's just there's so much you could say about it. There's so many ideas you could possibly have. There's so many things, but there's not much you can do. You know what I'm saying? Because it's their company. It's them running it the way they decide that they want to run it. But there's a lot of fucked up shit going on, and it's just you just kind of want it to go away. Yes. But at the same time, if it goes away, what happens to all these acts that we really love and we like listening to and we like seeing, and all the people who work there who aren't assholes? So it's just one of those things where I would much rather maybe somebody go in there and investigate some things, maybe put somebody else in charge. Or just something, man. But something really needs to happen. And these are some of the shakeups that we were talking about last year that really, really need to happen.
Yeah, I think in the end, it really just needs a shift change, kind of title shift.